Now, say my name. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
Breaking Bad isn't just a story about crime and power. It's a deep dive into the mind of Walter White. What drives a mild-mannered chemistry teacher to become a ruthless drug kingpin? Is it desperation, power, or something deeper? In this psychological breakdown, we'll explore Walter's transformation, his motivations, his moral decline, and what makes him one of the most complex characters in television history. At the start, Walter White is an unremarkable high school chemistry teacher in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's intelligent but unfulfilled, working a second job at a car wash to support his family. His life is filled with humiliations. His students mock him. His brother-in-law, Hank, embodies the confidence Walter lacks. And even his wife, Skylar, unintentionally belittles him with her concern. Then comes the turning point: lung cancer. His diagnosis pushes him down a dark path. Walter's reaction reveals a lot about his psychology. He feels fear, despair, and anger, but more than anything, he craves control. Cancer reminds him of how powerless he is over his body, his future, and his family's financial security. He refuses to be a victim. This need for control becomes the driving force behind his transformation. It's not just about saving his family, it's about taking charge of his own fate. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow self, the dark hidden part of one's personality, perfectly describes Walter's journey. His alter ego, Heisenberg, isn't just a name. It's the release of his suppressed ambition and aggression. The moral restraints that once held him back begin to fade. Once he fully embraces Heisenberg, there's no going back. At first, Walter convinces himself that he's doing it for his family. But as his empire grows, his real motivations emerge. He develops traits of narcissistic personality disorder, a grandiose sense of self-importance, lack of empathy, and a hunger for power. When he tells Skylar, "I am the danger," it's not just arrogance, it's his new identity. He no longer wants just money. He wants dominance. Walter's need for control is most evident in his relationship with Jesse Pinkman. What starts as a mentor-student dynamic turns into psychological manipulation. He plays on Jesse's guilt, fear, and need for approval, keeping him under his influence. Walter's cruelty isn't always necessary. It's often just to assert authority. His descent isn't instant. It happens in small steps, each moral compromise leading to another. Killing Crazy 8 is difficult, but by the time he orders Mike's murder, it's almost effortless. This mirrors incremental evil, how small justifications lead to complete moral collapse. Walter's downfall is classic Greek tragedy. His fatal flaw? Hubris, excessive pride. He has multiple chances to walk away with millions and his life intact. But he doesn't. He doesn't just want wealth, he wants recognition. His confession to Skylar, "I did it for me. I liked it, I was good at it, and I was alive," is his ultimate truth. Walter and Gustavo Fring are foils, both brilliant but vastly different in their approach to power. Gus is calculated and disciplined. Walter is reckless and emotional. Gus's power is controlled. Walter's is chaotic. This contrast highlights Walter's biggest weakness, his lack of restraint, which ultimately leads to his demise. Despite claiming to do it all for his family, Walter destroys them. Skylar is broken, Flynn despises him, and Hank is dead. His empire was never about them. It was about himself. In the end, he stands alone. His greatest triumph is also his greatest loss. Does he redeem himself? That depends on the definition. He frees Jesse, ensuring his survival. He accepts his fate and dies on his own terms, in the lab, surrounded by his creation. But does that erase the pain he caused? His final actions aren't redemption, they're closure. Walter White's transformation is a masterclass in character psychology. He starts as a desperate man but ends as a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition. Breaking Bad forces us to ask, what would we do in his place? Could we become Walter White, or are we already capable of it?